He killed in the shadows of America's most storied city. He taunted police with codes no one could crack. He promised to kill again, and he was never found. His name was never confirmed. His face was never seen, but his messages were impossible to ignore. This is the story of the Zodiac Killer, the most elusive murderer in American history, and the terrifying question that has haunted investigators for over 50 years. Who was he? It was an era of change in America. The summer of love had come and gone. The Vietnam War raged overseas, and in the quiet suburbs north of San Francisco, people believed they were safe. They were wrong. On the night of December 20th, 1968, two teenagers sat parked on a remote road near Vallejo, California. Betty Lou Jensen was 16 years old. David Faraday was 17. They were on their first date by morning. Both were dead. The crime appeared without motive. No robbery, no struggle. The killer had simply appeared, fired with precision, and vanished. Investigators were puzzled, but the true horror had not yet begun. July 4th, 1969, Independence Day. Darlene Ferrin, 22 years old, and her friend Michael Mago, 19, sat in a parked car celebrating the holiday. A vehicle pulled alongside them. A figure stepped out and opened fire. Mago survived barely. Darlene did not. 1 hour later, a man called the Vallejo Police Department. His voice was calm, emotionless, almost mechanical. "I want to report a murder. If you will go 1 mile east on Columbus Parkway, you will find kids in a brown car. They were shot with a 9mm Luger." He paused. "I also killed those kids last year." Then the line went dead. The police had their first contact with the killer, but they did not yet know his name. That he would give them himself. On August 1st, 1969, 3 letters arrived simultaneously. One at the San Francisco Chronicle, one at the San Francisco Examiner, one at the Vallejo Times-Herald. Each letter contained gruesome details of the murders, details that had never been released to the public, details only the killer could know. And each letter contained something else, a cipher. The killer had divided his coded message into 3 parts, one for each newspaper. He demanded they print the ciphers on their front pages. "If you do not print this cipher," he wrote, "I will go on a kill rampage." He signed the letter with a symbol, a circle bisected by a cross, a symbol that looked like a gun or a zodiac wheel. He called himself the Zodiac. The first cipher, known as the Z408, contained 408 cryptic characters. Mathematicians, linguists, and government codebreakers all attempted to crack it. All of them failed, until 2 amateur codebreakers from California stepped forward. Donald and Betty Harden, a high school teacher and his wife, solved the cipher in just 1 week. The message read, "I like killing people because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest, because man is the most dangerous animal of all. To kill something gives me the most thrilling experience. It is even better than getting your rocks off with a girl. The best part of it is when I die, I will be reborn in paradise, and all those I have killed will become my slaves." The killer believed he was collecting souls, slaves for the afterlife, and he had no intention of stopping. September 27th, 1969, Lake Berry, Napa County. Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard, both college students, were relaxing by the lake when a figure emerged from the tree line. He wore a hooded executioner's costume, black, square, handmade. On the chest, a white cross inside a white circle, the zodiac symbol. He tied them up. He stabbed them repeatedly, and before he left, he walked to their parked car and wrote on the door, in black, felt tip pen, the dates of his previous attacks, and the words, "by knife." Cecilia Shepard died 2 days later. Brian Hartnell survived. The Zodiac was no longer just a killer. He was a performer, and the world was his stage. Over the decades, investigators pursued hundreds of suspects, but one name kept rising to the surface: Arthur Lee Allen, a convicted sex offender from Valencia, a man who wore a Zodiac brand wristwatch, a man who had spoken to co-workers about killing people and calling himself the Zodiac before the first murder ever occurred. He was interviewed multiple times. His home was searched. His typewriter was seized. But the physical evidence never matched. His fingerprints did not match those found at crime scenes. His DNA, tested after modern technology made it possible, was inconclusive. Arthur Lee Allen died in 1992, taking whatever secrets he carried to his grave. To this day, the FBI has never formally named a suspect. The Zodiac case remains officially open. For 51 years, the Z340 cipher sat unsolved. 340 characters of pure mystery. Sent to the San Francisco Chronicle on November 8, 1969. Governments tried, universities tried, intelligence agencies tried. None of them cracked it. Until December 2020. 3 amateur codebreakers David Orange, Sam Blake, and Jarl Van Eyck, working across 3 continents, using advanced computational analysis, finally broke the code. The message read, "I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me. That wasn't me on the TV show because I am too clever for that." And further, in a chilling boast, "I am not afraid of the gas chamber because it will send me to paradise all the sooner, because I now have enough slaves to work for me." After half a century, the Zodiac had finally spoken again. But even with the cipher solved, his identity remained a shadow. And one cipher still remains completely unbroken. The Z13 cipher, 13 characters, sent with a single devastating claim. The Zodiac wrote that this cipher, and this cipher alone, contained his name. 13 characters, more than 50 years, the greatest codebreakers in the world, and not one of them has unlocked it. The Zodiac Killer claimed 37 victims in his letters. Police confirmed at least 5, possibly more, their identities still unknown. His final confirmed letter arrived in 1974. After that silence, did he stop killing? Did he die? Did he simply disappear? Somewhere, buried in those 13 cryptic characters may be the answer to one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. But for now, Zodiac remains exactly where he always wanted to be, in the shadows, uncaught and unforgotten. If you believe the Zodiac was ever identified, tell me in the comments below. And if you want to know which cryptic killer we uncover next, subscribe. The ledger remains open.